Hello! For today's video, I'm going to be playing with my markers, and I do have these adorable teddy bears for one, but I was not feeling confident, and so I watched some videos on alcohol markers. I was watching Rouleau Art, as you can tell by the little character up there. If you haven't, go watch the video. I will link it in the description below. But yes, I'm basically going for like a vintagey soft vibe, and I'm not very confident in the markers. I've had them for a long time. I did a what do you call them? A contest a few years back, and I won some marker supplies. But it just felt like every time that I was using them, it just looked like I was coloring it in, and I just couldn't get that really soft blended look that I was going for. And honestly, when you start, it goes like really fast. Like you're doing markers and you spend all that time sketching it out, but then you could mess it up like that. And most of the time I do. So anyway, I watched some videos. I had a plan. Basically, I was seeing like a lot of people were saying like go in with your shadows first, and once if you get in your shadows and your values, then you really can't mess it up, and just keep doing it and laying down the color until it looks somewhat how you want it to look. The first three of these are all from reference photos, which I will also link them in the description below. I got them off of Pinterest, and they're just like little teddy bears that someone had made. And the last one is from my imagination, which I do that a lot. I love to draw teddy bears. I also love knitting and crocheting them. I'm kind of a little bit obsessed. But how could you not be? They are like the cutest things ever. And so anyway, I was trying to give them all like a vintage vibe. Like if you think back to like the 70s and 80s and 90s, like those toys and those plush animals and stuffed animals, I was trying to go for that vibe and to really just make them look soft. That was the whole thing I was going for, was just soft. I wanted them to look like you could reach through and give them a hug. And of course they are clowns, because that's another thing I've been obsessed with lately, like clown everything. I've even seen these adorable like clown cats that I want to draw sometime. And because like I've been seeing all these black cats, and I have a black cat, and he would look so cute as a little clown. The orange that I'm putting here in the collar was actually kind of like a little happy accident. I grabbed the wrong marker, but then I seen how cool it looked, and I figured, why not add that to the rest of them. I mean, I didn't really have a choice because I messed up, but it ended up working out. And this little bear was probably my favorite out of all of them. I tried to like add like the little fuzzy fur so it looked like, a little plush teddy bear instead of just a drawing. The only thing that I don't like about it is the shadow that's on the bottom. I just don't think that I executed it as well as what I thought. For the second bear, I basically did the same thing. I came in and I took care of all the shadows before I added any of the local color, which was just blue anyway. The thing that I was having a problem with was these alcohol markers were drying so much lighter than what I put them down. Like you put them down and you're like kind of panicking because it looks like way too freaking dark. But they actually were just drying really light, and I can work with that because that just means that it's buildable. Like all these streaks that you can see in the body, they were being taken care of because I could just keep layering, and like right here, like I just keep adding more and more layers. I was trying to make it definitely look like his eye area was like sunken in so that his nose would pop out a little bit more. And these like rosy cheeks, I kind of wish that I had kept them this pink, this vibrant of a pink, instead of covering them up the way that I did. Like I kind of blended them in a little bit too much with the bear, and I wish that I had kept them a little bit more prominent. This little frill that's going on the side here, like that wasn't part of the reference picture. That was just me trying to make things look different than the original reference picture, because as an artist, I don't want anyone coming in and blatantly copying my stuff without, at least crediting me. And with Pinterest, it's kind of hard to go on there and actually credit anybody, because most of the times these images have been uploaded numerous times by so many different people. But anyway, so for the most part, I just try to change them enough to where it at least is an effort to not look exactly like somebody else's work. I am loving the fact that with these alcohol markers, you can layer colored pencils on top of it so nicely. And if it looks a little, you can come back up on top of that with markers, and it kind of dissolves it a little bit. Just a little bit. Not like, like odorless mineral spirits would, but just enough to where it blends in really nicely. This blue bear was pretty simple to do. I did come in with a plan, but then I ended up changing it. Like, this purple was not planned. I did not intend when I started it to add that much purple, but I liked the way that it ended up, and like these lines going across the bottom like it was some kind of a pattern on his feet. I love that. He's like cracking me up with his expression though, because like he looks like either upset or slightly concerned. This bear was a little bit tougher. I was really trying to go for that like vintage bear vibe, and this one was kind of a struggle. I don't really know why, but I just had to keep layering and layering and layering, and like it didn't feel like it was going that well until the end, and then it just kind of like, I don't know, fell together like this. I was trying to go with gray. Like someone had said that if you start out with gray, it's like it will unify everything. It kind of did. It pretty much worked. But like if you look at it now and you look at how it actually ended up, I really don't know how we got to the same place. Like the gold that I started putting down here, it doesn't feel like it should have worked. And like as it was wet, it looked too dark and too brown. As soon as I added this cool green and these like little polka dots, that's another thing that wasn't in the reference photo, was the polka dots. And as I was adding them, you could see like the marker was trying to like react with the marker underneath of it. It was lifting almost a little bit. That was really cool. I was not expecting that. Like someone had said that if you go too dark, you can just go with a lighter color and it will lift it up. And I did not believe them until this bear. Also, I know I kind of sound like I'm mumbling and I need to articulate my words better. It's come to my attention that I do not speak as clearly as I thought I did. And I am also working on slowing down how I talk, which is actually really hard. Like, you don't realize everything that is wrong with the way that you talk until you record your voice and you have to listen to it back over again. But I promise I am working on it, and with every video it gets a little bit better. I think I get a little bit more comfortable speaking on camera. But yeah, I really enjoyed how this one turned out. It's almost right up there with that first one. It ended up so much cuter than I even thought it could. Especially considering like with all the yellow. Like I don't go with yellow. Yellow is a tricky color to get right. And I really like how it turned out. And I love his little ears. They are so cute. This bear was the one that I had no reference photo. I just drew it from my imagination. I've been drawing bears for quite some time, and this one, I loved the sketch. The sketch was adorable, and the idea was adorable, like these little stars and stuff. And anyone who knows me knows that I will try to add like little stars into everything because they are my favorite and stars make me happy. That being said, this bear is not my favorite. You will probably see this in the future. I really want to take it into Procreate or into Fresco and make it a sticker or something because it was so cute. I took pictures of the sketches, which that's another thing I recommend. Like if you love your sketches and you're afraid to add color like me, take pictures of them and then you can just play with them later. That little line going across the toes, I actually do like that. Never mind, I changed my mind. That was adorable. And these eyes, oh, they're so cute. This blue little collar thing, I hate it. Like as you can see, like I kept changing the colors and it wasn't going right. I think I pulled it off in the end, but like I struggled too much for how adorable this was to start out with. And I think I might have just got like cocky or something, like full of myself. Like the rest of these went so easy and so fun, and then this one was kind of like a pain in the butt. It didn't look at all like how the picture that I saw in my head. This was not it. But I will say one thing that I really like about all these bears that I did pretty good was like making that muzzle look like it was actually popping out away from the rest of the bear head. Like I really like that. I am trying to figure out how to record iPad process. That's another thing. I do a lot of my digital work, well actually all of my digital work on my iPad. And that's one of the things I wanted to start recording. I'm still figuring out how to make that look how I want it. But once I do, you guys will start seeing the videos of where I take these little sketches and I put them on digital product or on physical products like t-shirts, stickers. I really want to start making sketchbooks. I would absolutely love to be making sketchbooks, coloring pages, you name it. Even though I really didn't like this bear, I really loved how like I came in with colored pencils and I was able to pull it back together, like these little highlights on top of the furrows and the little shadows underneath of it. That actually made it look like it was setting on top of the bear. That actually really, I think, pulled it together really nicely. I know that I have a lot of graphite stuff up, but as you could probably see on the bleed through in some of the shots on the previous sketchbook page, I have been practicing doing marker portraits also. So hopefully those will be videos in the very near future. I had a blast making this video. I really hope you guys had a blast watching it. If you did, it would mean so much to me if you would hit the like button and the subscribe button. I have new videos coming every week. I still cannot get over how cute this little bear on the top left is. He's my favorite. I will see you guys next week. Bye!